So we were talking about collab. So I approached you. I was just like, yo, you want to do an interview? And I'm a very direct person, because I was just like, you have to shoot your shot. If you don't shoot your shot, you're never gonna achieve your goal. Because like with the workforce, there's usually a certain professionalism you need to have, like, because I noticed, like, when I was working professionalism, there is a thing where you have to be more soft-spoken in certain cases and more direct in other cases. So you think YouTube's kind of the same way?
I never thought about that. I think I mean, in terms of the difference being just like an interesting idea there, but in terms of like, I don't know, like how you can come off to people and vice versa, it definitely matters. I think what's hard about the internet age that we live in today is people are so they're very, like, you could say something to someone, they don't answer, and then go into like a Discord and just be like, oh, this person, like it's never been so easy to just kind of like go behind people, if that makes sense. I think what mostly matters is how open people are just in general. Like for me, I am someone that I am the worst people pleaser manageable. I am such a freaking golden retriever, even though I don't come off that way, because I'm pretty brash too, as you probably know. Like the way I'm on live streaming, I'm just like, I don't want to say it, but I would be saying like F you to everybody, like with the South Jersey Italian dialect. But I think it's just up to the individual. And how, because I met people that are like, I think everyone's fake on YouTube, and I'm like, I just think everyone's just trying to do their own thing, and like, I'm down for whatever, as long as people ask me. Like my yes to no ratio is crazy, so I'm like, yeah. And plus I've recognized you from like way back in the day, so I think it's always cool when someone's like, damn, you were there during the Mopo arc. Yeah. I felt more inclined to hop on. And also too, like, everyone wants to talk about their come up. Everyone wants to talk about the nitty gritty of their job. I'm not talking about this to my girlfriend or anyone in my real life because no one cares. So it's like, this is my first time to really talk about things that have a conversation about things that inspire me creatively and like the job that I do. But I do think, going back to the actual answer that you were looking for, I think mostly it's like up to the individual, like who's very open and who's been hurt in the past, that like maybe has a wall up more so.
Oh, I know etiquettes to it, if there's a better way to put it, because when I was working in game development, right, you could have a direct approach or a more, what's it called, generosity, and like etiquette. I wouldn't say etiquette, it's like understanding, like, like let's say you were sick, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be sick for the week or something like that. It's just like the deadline's in a week. It's like, you're not understanding another person. Compassionate, I guess it's compassionate. Yes. And it's yeah, and it's like because sometimes when I text, because I'm someone who really just wants to make sure I respond to a person. Sometimes I don't like double read what I say or something. I'm very confused with what I say sometimes. So it's just like, because I'm so direct, it's not like, oh, you wanna do this? It's like, oh, let's do this. And it's like, instead of it's me like asking, it's more telling approach. So that's why it feels more direct. And it's like, it could come off more like I'm not being considerate of you, I'm more asking of you. And I guess that's what it is. It's like, I guess in the gender perspective, it's just like, I'm not really, when it's a dude, they can understand it's not really asking, because it's just like, oh, are you down for this? Nah? Okay, that's cool. But like for a woman, and they might be like, oh, why is she so demanding? So I guess because you mentioned it in like the gender type of way, is because since she's not very nice with the words, it feels more, oh, why she so demanding of doing it this time, XYZ. So does that make more sense?
I think I'm following. Yeah. I think it's I mean, communication is like a whole, that's actually what I studied in college. It's like that's like a whole different realm, right, in the ways in which people come off, and I think and everyone does it. No one like strikes up a phone call to propose these things. It's always done via Discord messages or emails or something. And it honestly sucks, because then like things like intention out, like I don't think intentionality is a word. Motive. There we go. That's intentionality, but for smart people, motive is not present. Inflection, things of that sort. So it's up to, I think, the respondent of said messages. Like maybe you're someone that's more, you said like less question, more kind of like not commanding, but like more matter of fact when you speak. Maybe that comes off as more jocular or more like jocular, how I pronounce that word? Jocular? I don't know. I'm talking like an idiot right now. More like humorous, that's a better word. When you're talking over a phone call, or like, oh, this person's just kind of chill. They just are just kind of like more blunt, but over a text messages, like people will analyze the use of a period, whether they do it intentionally or not, and that's fair. Like we've all got a text where someone just says one word with a period. That is so much more ominous than just saying like without the period.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a rabbit hole. I don't know. I guess the only takeaway from that to like improve is if someone is acting weird or in regards to something you say, maybe kind of look back and be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said this, or maybe I should be more like fluffy with my talk. I feel like when I message someone, like recently I did a Mario Kart collaborative project with a bunch of people. There was one person I've never worked with, and I was kind of like the two emoji fingers pointing at one another, like, hey, if you don't want to say yes, it's totally okay. We never talked before, but like I'm doing this Mario Kart thing, and like, don't feel free to say yes, but like if you want to do it, that's kind of cool, like it's just trying to make it like as safe for the person as possible to be like, hey, I'm not weird, and I probably came off like a weirdo, but they still said yes, so it worked out. It's hard. It's definitely hard. No one knows how to do it right.
Yeah, so speaking of how you get to collab, because you just mentioned you never talk to people, like, do you think your platform makes it easier to talk to people? Like, let's say you were someone with still at 1K subscriber. You think it's harder for people to take you seriously to do collabs than if you are where you at right now?
Oh, honey, 1,000,000,000%. That is the only thing a sub count is good for, is reputation. As we mentioned before, like if you change, if I was like, guys, gamers, members of the Don Schnack family, I'm gonna do Call of Duty content from here on out, I'm back to 0. Even if my sub count is like 270, I'm back to 0. But I think what it does, all it does is it tells people like, oh, this person's for real. There's some sort of benefit I could gain from this, or like that's primarily it, and I mean, there's also like, obviously if someone's like 1K subs but they're making like Martin Scorsese god tier level stuff, like I check out their stuff and I'm like, oh, this person's the GOAT, we're back, like I have a couple of those right now where I'm like, you have potential, like I want to work with you. But I definitely think if I were to randomly go up to somebody and be like, hey, do you want to work with me on this video, there's much more of a chance of them saying yes if I have like 300 subs, or 300,000 subs, excuse me, versus 300. And that's all the numbers really good for right there. It's just the way people look at you, which is, shallow and stinky, but I'm not going to say that's humanity, but that just makes sense. That's kind of why the number's really there. So yeah, I would definitely say yes, that is the case.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how it is. Like for me, I kind of have to see someone's like experience, as in like how long they've been on YouTube. Because if someone with like, let's say 1,000 subscribers only been on YouTube for like 3 days or something, it's just like, well, why you want to do a collab with me? Like, it's just like, do you even know what my content's about, or X, Y, and Z? Because it's just like, what are you looking to do with the collab? It's kind of sus. It's giving a kind of sus vibe. Compared to someone with like 5 years of experience, it's just like, oh yeah, well, yeah, I may have like 5K subscribers, but like my content is about Pokemon. I know you like Pokemon, so let's talk about Pokemon together or something like that. I'll be like, okay, I might be down to discuss. Let me just see more about your content first to see if like we're on the same wavelength or something like that. So, what is there like certain type of etiquette, or do you usually just be like, let's talk to this person on Discord or on Twitter, or do you just like go on a business email, be like, let's do a collab?
I recently come to terms with like my production cycle is so weird that I've actually like not sworn off. But like, I don't do collabs that often. You know, if we look, I'm looking at my like videography right now, or filmographies, I guess, or I guess both work. Like my Pikmin video, that's me. Mario Kart is the exception. I made that with the intent of doing a big collab, stepping out of my comfort zone. But like my last 8 videos, only one of them is really featuring other people playing games. But I still love working with people. I think the worst part of this job is I'm trapped in a room editing by myself. I'm on Discord calls a lot with people, but even then, that doesn't compare to face to face. So I found my own way of collaborating with people in the form of like voice actors and things of that sort that I really enjoy, and a lot of people have fun with. Even my big 4-hour Pikmin video, I had like an actual person that's pursuing voice acting hop on that, and that was really cool. She's a lovely person. But I think the way that I approach it is I haven't really had to reach out to people that much. I typically include my friends or people that I think would like add to my project, or sometimes with these voice acting roles, since I'm making these little movies, I kind of build the roles around the person, and it's just like a lot of fun for me. Like someone will do a character in a Discord call as like a joke, and then I'm like, all right, we're putting that in the video, and like I think this will make me really happy and make other people really happy. But in terms of the Mario Kart video, because that's like the first time in a while where I really had to reach out to others and do like a big collab. There were a few people that I like never really spoken to, and the way I would reach out is just kind of like, hey, this is me. Don't know if you're familiar. I know we've never spoke, but I'm trying to do this. If you're down, that's awesome. If you're not, totally understand. You know, I'm just trying to be normal about it. I suppose. And that had like there was one person that just never answered me, and I was kind of like, oh, I wonder if I'm weird. But I try not to think about it too much because there's like a billion other reasons as to why that could be the case. It could be as simple as they just don't look at Discord, you know. But even in that Mario Kart video, I had Failboat on it. That's a friend. Vernius on it. That's a friend. Jace, or Carthu, friend. Most people that I don't talk to that often. Alpharad is someone that like I'm not really like super close with or anything, but like I've done stuff for him. I felt like it's totally in the ballpark to ask him something for me. The only 2 people that I really had to like reach out to was PK Sparks, who was on that video, and he's someone that I had contacted in the past, but we had a mutual friend, which makes it much easier, you know, if that person can vouch for you. And same with I'm blanking on his name, which is so disrespectful. Hold on, let me look real quick. I'm so silly right now. I know their name, I'm just blanking. J-Moji, who was in that Mario Kart video. He's the person that I never really spoke to. But like we were both friends with Failboat. He was even familiar with my stuff. So, and that's another thing too, when you're bigger, people are familiar with your game, you know, and that's so much easier to build credentials. Like, oh yeah, I already know you. I already like you. We never talked, but I already know you and like you, which is weird, but that can be beneficial as well. So it's I think it's always easier too to try to like hit up people that like there's some sort of like commonality, you know, like, oh, they might know who I am. You don't want to assume that because that's arrogant as heck. But like, oh, we're both friends with this person. Like that's easy money, you know.
Okay.